Mark Cuban, a name you've probably heard tossed around a few times, especially when people talk about success and making it big in the business world. This guy, a billionaire entrepreneur, really flips the script on what many of us assume about starting a business. You know, the whole belief that you need a truckload of money just to get your foot in the door? Well, Cuban says that's not the case. In fact, he shared some eye-opening advice at the 2024 South by Southwest Film Festival that might just change how you think about money and business. He suggested that if you're dreaming of starting your own venture, the key isn't to start by gathering as much capital as you can. Instead, do the complete opposite. Start with as little money as possible. Sounds a bit counterintuitive, right? But there's a method to his madness. It's all about being smart, resourceful, and making the most of what you've got. And in this video, we're going to show you how you can invest like Mark Cuban, even with little money. This can work for anyone, even if your pockets aren't deep. So, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you won't miss out on the valuable insights we share in our future videos. Alright, let's start from the first way to invest like Mark Cuban, especially if you're not starting with a big stash. Start from your savings. Now, you might have seen him on Shark Tank, right? Diving into startups, listening to pitches, and sometimes he whips out his checkbook on the spot. But here's the thing, those businesses on TV, they've usually got a bit of a running start already. They've got their wheels turning and come to the sharks because they're looking for a boost to hit some big goal. Mark Cuban has a bit of advice that might go against what you're thinking. People think, all right, I've got this business idea. Now I gotta go find someone to throw money at it, he says. But he quickly adds a big but. Getting money from investors, whether it's from him on Shark Tank or anyone else, means you're not just taking cash. You're taking on a promise to give that cash back, hopefully with a nice cherry on top. That's a big deal, a real obligation. Here's a twist though. Cuban's not all about looking for outside money. Nope. He's big on the idea of bootstrapping, which means to start a business with your own cash, whatever you've saved up. Why? Because it means you're in the driver's seat. You're making the calls, and most importantly, you keep a bigger slice of the pie. And in the business world, owning more of your company means more control, and potentially way bigger rewards down the line. Next thing about investing Cuban's big on is being super careful with risk. Mark Cuban has got a smart rule of thumb. Keep your risky investments to about 10% of what you're willing to put out there. Why? Because as he told Vanity Fair, something's only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. It's a bit like the Wild West out there, and prices can swing wildly based on what people think is the next big thing. Cuban's got a point here. Jumping into something you don't fully understand, hoping for a big payday, is like trying to fly a plane with no training. It's risky, and chances are, it won't end well. He's all about learning the ropes before taking that leap. Makes sense, right? Now, considering the market in 2021, where things seem to be at an all-time high, Cuban mentioned he was playing it safe, even hedging against his own holdings. He shared with CNBC his view that there's bound to be a shakeup. With interest rates hanging around zero and a lot of speculation fueling prices, he predicts a scary moment when those high values start to tumble down. Moving on from being cautious with risks, here's the second strategy for investing like Mark Cuban, especially if you're starting with just a little. Cuban's big on something that might not sound as exciting as betting big on the next unicorn startup. But it's crucial. Patience. Yep, patience is key, and here's how he breaks it down for us. Mark Cuban suggests something pretty straightforward, but powerful. Stash away 6 months' worth of your income in the bank first. This isn't just about having a safety net, which is super important, by the way. It's about giving yourself the space to make decisions without being pressured by immediate financial needs. It's like giving yourself a solid foundation before starting to build your investment house. Now, when it comes to actually putting your money into the market, Cuban's advice is to start simple and smart with low-cost mutual funds or index funds. These aren't just any investments. They're like the slow and steady tortoises of the investment world. You might not see massive returns overnight, but over time, thanks to the magic of compounding gains, they can seriously outperform trying to pick individual winners on your own. And here's a golden nugget from Cuban. Don't glue your eyes to the market's every move. Watching the market too closely is like watching a pot waiting for it to boil. It's just going to drive you nuts and might tempt you to make hasty decisions. So, Cuban's rule of thumb. When you don't know what to do, do nothing. It's about being patient and disciplined, letting time and compound interest work their magic. Investing isn't always about making the fastest, flashiest moves. Sometimes it's about playing the long game, making consistent, smart choices that build over time. This approach is a solid foundation for anyone looking to grow their wealth, especially if you're not starting with a huge pile of cash. Let's keep this patient, disciplined strategy in mind as we explore more ways to invest wisely, channeling our inner Mark Cuban. Alright, another key way to invest like Mark Cuban, especially when you're not rolling in dough, is about focus on buying good companies or their shares that do good things. Sounds simple, right? But there's a lot of wisdom packed into this. Cuban's betting on the idea that over the long haul, like over 10 or even 40 years, the good guys finish first. It's not just about investing in companies because their stocks are going up right now, or because everyone else is talking about them. It's about believing in companies that contribute positively, have solid business models, and do things that make the world a bit better or more efficient. These are the kinds of companies that aren't just flashes in the pan. They're built to last and grow over time. So, why does this matter for us, especially if we're starting small? Because it shifts our focus from trying to catch the next big thing to investing in companies we believe in for their long-term value and impact. It's not about quick wins, it's about believing in businesses that contribute positively and have the fundamentals to sustain and grow. This strategy is kind of like planting a tree. You choose a good spot, make sure it's a solid, healthy sapling, and then you give it time to grow. You're not moving it around every other day looking for a spot with more sun. You're investing in its growth over the years. And that's how Cuban suggests we approach investing in companies, with a belief in their long-term potential to win out. Finally, the last step to invest like Mark Cuban is about investing in yourself. Cuban often shares that the best investment advice he could give anyone is to pour effort and time into their own growth and development. This isn't about stocks, real estate, or mutual funds. It's about you becoming the best version of yourself, learning new skills, expanding your network, improving your knowledge. These might seem time-consuming, and honestly, they are. But according to Cuban, this is the most rewarding investment you could ever make. Think about it. By enhancing your skills and knowledge, you're not just making yourself more valuable in the job market. You're also opening doors to opportunities you might not have had access to before. You become better equipped to spot investment opportunities, make smarter business decisions, and even start your own venture if that's a path you want to take. Investing in yourself could mean taking online courses, attending workshops, reading books, or simply dedicating time each day to learn something new. And the beauty of it? This approach to investment has an incredible rate of return because it directly impacts your earning potential, your decision-making abilities, and your capacity to navigate the complexities of the business and investment world. So, as we explore ways to invest wisely, especially when starting with a little, let's not overlook the most important asset we have, ourselves. Enhancing our own skills, knowledge, and connections isn't just a good investment. According to Mark Cuban, it's the best one. This perspective shifts the focus from external opportunities to internal growth, emphasizing the power of personal development in achieving success. That was all for today's video. We hope you have enjoyed the video. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. Moreover, if you are new and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you for watching and best of luck.